Ruach HaKadosh, breath of the Most High, come, guide our words, open our eyes to the truth of the Torah, the hope of the Besorah, in Yahusha, our salvation, our glory.
Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah nation.
Shalom, 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 Yasharal and Yehuda. Grafted in Gentiles in the body of Mashiach, we bless the name of Yahuwah, El-Yahuah for the witness. The ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood, we stand here before you as a righteous seed of Yahuwah, whom he has put his ruach HaKodesh in my belly, causing rivers of living water to flow. Believing the Torah of truth spoken out of my mouth, carrying power and authority, because he said so. Yahuwah said, and ye shall receive power, ye shall receive power. After that, the ruach HaKodesh has come upon you. Power to be witnesses. Power to stand in a place of authority to bring in the kingdom. Abba, to reach those that you have chosen. Abba, Todah Rabbah to your name. Todah, Todah, Todah Rabbah. Abba, I bless your name today. I thank you for making me a son. Abba, by putting your ruach HaKodesh in me. Abba, I'm asking you to take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Abba, speak through me, declare a Torah, a Besorah through me. Abba, let me be a demonstration of your righteousness, of your word that goes forth and not return unto you void. Abba, I thank you for power, authority in your wretch. You said in the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach that you give me the keys to the Shamayim. Whatever I bind on earth is bound in heaven. I have power and I have authority on your wretch, and I bind demons and devils. I bind principalities and powers in the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach. You declared I would tread upon serpents and scorpions, and nothing by the enemies that he sends shall enemies harm me, because I'm yours, and because I have authority over him. So I bind every familiar ruach in the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach. I bind every unclean ruach, every perverse ruach. In the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach, I declare that I am a son. Beloved, now are ye the sons of Yahuwah, and does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. You have given me authority in your rents, and I exercise this authority. Devils and demons, principalities and powers, I take authority and bind you over those of you who have chosen. I command you in the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach to loose the people of Yahuwah, let them go. In the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach, cease in your maneuvers and activities. I thank you for power. I thank you for authority. I thank you for exousia. I thank you for dynamos. I thank you, Yahuwah, for that which you have put in me. I thank you for Torah on my lips. I thank you, Yahuwah, that I can read a word and your word be alive. Abba, I praise you. For thy word is the life, its peace, its medicine. Your word is alive. Abba, I bless your name. So, Abba, I thank you. I praise you right now. Let the words of my mouth and meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. I thank you, for I know you hear me when I pray. I know you hear me when I pray. In the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach, God, I bless your name. Man of Yah, listen. Woman of Yah, listen. Root and redeemed. Right? The root and redeemed. Yahuwah Zavaot. We serve Yahuwah of the hosts, Yahuwah of the armies. We bless his name. We magnify his name. We glorify his name. And we are grateful to Yahuwah for Yah's salvation, Yahusha. I'm grateful to Yahuwah. Listen, y'all, I'm grateful to Yahuwah. I'm grateful. We are in the 142nd division of Psalms, right? Yahuwah is my help in trouble, right? I can declare that because I belong to him. He gonna deliver me. out of my troubles because I'm his, right? Because I serve him. Yahuwah shows mercies unto thousands of them that love him and keep his commandments. I am his. I belong to his. There is therefore nothing that the enemy can do to me. And even in his attempts, as I stand on his Torah and operate in the power and the authority that he has given me by speaking a Torah, a word, a word of the Besorah, the word of the Torah, he has to obey. He has to comply. All I got to do is what Yahusha did. Yeah, devil's ridden. Yahuwah said he's giving me power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, of which you are one. Listen, the power of the enemy cannot come against me, prevail. No, because I'm his. Psalms 140, 142 and 1. Right? It's prayer of Dawid. Right? Evidently when he was in the cave. Right? Concealing himself from Saul's armies. On the run. Right? The righteous ordained anointed king, David. Right? Saul still holds the kingdom. And Saul understands that his enemy is Dawid. Because Saul knows that the people love Dawid. Saul turned the people as much as he could against Dawid, but he wasn't all that successful. All right, because you had people that came to Dawid and was disheartened with how Shaul had been treating them in the kingdom. So all of these folk went to Dawid. And yet Dawid, at times had 300 men, sometimes he had more, right? He had soldiers, people that came to him and that fought with him, right? But Saul was a king. And he spent his time on the run from Saul. He says here, I cried unto Yahuwah with my voice, and with my voice unto Yahuwah did I make my supplication. Yahuwah, I'm in this cave. You have given me a Torah, you have anointed me as king, but I'm running for my life. I'm hiding in the wilderness. I'm in caves. I'm in locations and places, ducking and dodging from Shaul and his soldiers and those that are in a league with him. Right? But I'm crying unto you because I know that you have anointed me. I'm crying unto you because I know you hear me. You got to know Yahuwah hears you when you pray. See, Yahuwah hear you if you serve in Yahuwah. Right? If you keep in his commandments, you have faith in Yahusha Ha'Mashiach's atonement. Right? His blood has purged you and washed you. Yahuwah has taken that blood and sprinkled it on the mercy seat in the Shamayim, and you've received this sacrifice, right? Then you his. And because you're his, he hears you, right? His promises to hear you, right? That's his promise to you, right? He'll never leave you, the righteous, nor forsake you, right? He's not doing this for the dominion of darkness. He's not doing this for those who serve Hasatan. Again, I told you before, and I'll keep telling you again, there's only two kinds of people in the earth. those who serve Yahuwah through faith in the witness of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach that has received an atonement that make up the remnant, and everybody else that serves the dominion of darkness, right? That obeys Hasatan, that is in full compliance with his plan and agenda. That ain't us. Now, does that mean that we're not going to be attacked? Does that mean that the devil's not going to come against us? Man, is you crazy? He coming against you with everything he got. And, you know, he's subtle. You know, he plays the long game. He don't play the short game. Play the long game. You know, he'll gradually seduce you, right? And when he gets you and he's gotten you, guess what? You know, you're going to be lost and without hope in the earth, right? Because if you're in the witness of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach, if you allowed yourself to go back, you know, you crucifying Hamashiach afresh, right? There's no other sacrifice for you. What's left, right? But when you're his, you're going to obey him and keep his commandments. Yahusha says that if you love me, you'll keep my commandments, right? So when David prayed unto Yahuwah, when David cried unto Yahuwah, when David made his supplication unto Yahuwah, he poured out his complaint before him. I show before him my trouble. Look, I'm in this cave. I'm running from Shaul, right? He's your anointed, right? But I know that you put your anointing on me. I can't lift up my hand against him. I'm in constant running from this man. He's constantly trying to kill me, right? But I know that you've anointed me. Samuel anointed me. I know that you anointed me. But I'm in trouble. I got people wanting to kill me. I'm letting you know what I'm struggling with. I'm making a mistake about it, right? Yahuwah knew what David was going through, right? Right? Yahuwah knew what David was going through, David was going through. He also knew that there was a need for the fullness of time, right? Right? Yahuwah had a plan, and he had a method of establishing David as the king over Yehuda and all of Yasharal. See, you know, during the development phase, you know, he was running, hiding. Running from you. Running from Shaul. Trusting in Yahuwah. Letting know Yahuwah, I'm in trouble. I know, son. I know. Right? When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, thou knewest my path. See, listen, you ain't going through nothing that Yahuwah don't already know about. Crying to him in your trouble, right? Making known to him that which you are going through, calling on him and speaking and standing on a Torah is what he expects. He expects you to cry unto him. He expects you to make your supplication unto him. That's what he expects, right? And he gonna let you. His expectation is that's what you do, right? You trust me. You trust my Torah. You trust my Basora, right? There are gonna be times that you're gonna be overwhelmed. You know, in this witness, serving Yahusha Ha'Mashiach, there are going to be times that you're going to be overwhelmed. What you going to do? Are you going to cry unto Yahuwah? Are you going to cry unto Yahuwah through faith in Yahusha? That if you ask anything according to his will, he hears you. Are you going to do that? Right? You're going to do that. Right? Right? How you going to do that? Matthew 16 and 19. As a matter of fact, let's do 18. And I say unto you, thou art Peter, upon this rock I will build my assembly, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Right? Why? Because I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom of the Talmidiym. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man. Right? Right? Keys to the Talmidiym. Right? You have power in this witness to cry to Yahuwah, and Yahuwah will hear you. Right? Right? You have that power. Let's do this. He says here, Matthew 17 and 20. Right? And Yahusha said unto him, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have the faith of a grain of a mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall be removed, and nothing shall by any means harm thee. Which means that, you are in a place in him that when you cry, Yahuwah hears you. When you pray and believe, right, and don't doubt, when you pray and believe and don't doubt, Yahuwah's here. He hears, he knows, he cares, he answers. Right? So when we look at, when my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path, because you know everything, right? And in the way wherein I walked, have they privily laid snares for me. Right? You know in the way that I walked, and you know the traps that they lay for me. Listen. Every scheme, every trap, every snare that the devil, demons lay for you, right? Yahuwah knows how to get you out of it. He knows how to bring it to naught. Everything that the devil wants to do, every trick, every scheme, right? Yahuwah already knows it. You cry unto Yahuwah standing on the Torah, acknowledging that I know that I've received keys. I know the enemy has launched an attack, and I know I got power. I believe it. I believe your word. I believe it. Right? He says, when my spirit was overwhelmed within me, and then thou knewest my path. You know what I'm going through. Right? In the way wherein I walked, have they privily laid snares for me. But you know where I walk. You know my troubles. Right? You know what Saul was about. He knew what Saul was doing. Right? Yahuwah had a plan, a justice, to serve on Shaul because of his wickedness. I looked on my right hand, and behold, but there was no man that would know me. Right? No one would know me. Now. Let's look at this word, because let's look at this. He said, and no man would know me. What does he mean? that would know, right? Strong's
H 5234. Nacher.
Naher.
Nacher.
Naher. Now that means to recognize, to acknowledge, to know, to respect, to discern. Right? To know, to know, to respect, to discern. Right? No one would know me. There was nobody that could help me. Right? There was nobody that could help me. He says, I looked on my right hand, and behold, there was no man that would know me, that would respect me. Right? Right? That would acknowledge me, that would recognize me. Right? No man. But Yahuwah knew. See, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter how much validation I receive from man. I know that in Yahuwah, my help lies. Yahuwah is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Yahuwah, right? He's the strength of my life. Of who shall I be afraid? Right? Right? Who shall I be afraid? He says here, I cried unto thee, right? Yahuwah. And I said, thou art my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. He said, because you're really all I need. You're all that I put my trust in. You, the Aloha of my Yeshua, Yahuwah, strength of my life, right? I cry unto thee, Yahuwah, right? I said, thou art my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. Yahuwah, in the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach, I declare a Torah, and I believe it, that thou art my portion, Yaakov, Yehuda, Gaal, in the land of the living. You are the strength of my life. You are everything that I'll ever need. And when I cry unto you, the expectation of faith is that you hear me. And I thank you, Yahuwah. I thank you, right? I cried unto thee, O Yahuwah. I said, thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. Right? Attend unto my cry, for I am but very low. Hear me, Yahuwah, in this lowest state that I find myself in. Hiding in caves. Hiding in the wilderness. And I have you. I have you as my portion. I have you as my refuge. I trust in your word. Your word is my righteousness, right? Because by keeping your Torah, I am righteous before you. By keeping your commandments, I'm pleasing in your sight. And because of this, you can attend unto my cry. Right? Though I'm very brought low, deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Make no mistake about it, Yahuwah, they outnumber me. Shaul and his hosts outnumber me. The Philistines outnumber me. The Aramean outnumber me. And though I have you, the Yahuwah, that is more than enough. You are my Allah Shaddai. Right? You are my Allah Shaddai. You are the Yahuwah of the hosts, Zabo. You are the Yahuwah that is more than enough. In my low estate, right? Deliver me from my persecutors. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than me. Right? Because naturally, Dawid had a supernatural ability to fight fights and wage warfare as Yahuwah gave him permission to do so. But he wasn't no large army. He wasn't no big company of soldiers. He didn't have a big company of soldiers. He had all the disgruntled folk. The angry folk. The folk that Shaul did wrong or forgot. He says, they are stronger than I. Right? But bring my soul out of prison. Deliver me from this bondage. Like this overwhelming, always running, always hiding. At one point, Dawid, I think he went and hid amongst the Philistines. Bring me out of this prison, Yahuwah, that I might praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about. Those that are righteous, they gonna compass me. They gonna be with me. Right? For thou shalt deal bountifully with me. Why? Because I trust you. Why? Because I have a covenant with you. Why? Because you have given me exceeding and great and precious promises. By these you've allowed me to be partakers of the divine nature. Right? I am yours. By your seed. The divine nature. I make up your people. And I trust you. No matter if I'm in a cave, no matter if I'm in the wilderness, I trust you. I'm crying unto you. Yeah, I want it to come to an end. I want it to come to an end. I don't want my soul in prison. I want my minds, my emotions to be so caught in a whirlwind with all of this stuff that Shaul is doing and all these wicked nations, and I'm hiding here and running here, and and I got these dedicated men that are standing with me and leaving and hiding and running and separated from their families. But I'm crying unto you, that I might praise thy name. Why? The righteous shall compass me. Right? The righteous shall compass me. That's a word spoken in Amunah. The righteous shall compass me about. For thou shalt, you, Yahuwah, shall deal bountifully with me, because I stand on the Torah. I know that when I pray, you hear me, right? Right? I pour out my complaint before you, right? You shewed me. I showed before him, Yahuwah, my trouble. Yahuwah looked on my right hand and beheld. There's no man that would know me. See, it's at the end of the day, man, I'd rather be known of Yahuwah. I'd rather be known of Yahuwah. Right? I'd rather know that the word of Yahuwah and the Torah of Yahuwah and that which he has put in me and his seed, that's enough. That's enough to overcome anything. That's enough to get the victory over anything. Right? Anything. Doesn't matter what it is. This man was running and hiding in caves, in the wilderness, for years, waiting till his enemies be made his footstool. And Yahuwah was faithful to perform it. Right? Yahuwah has always been faithful to perform his word. Right? Always been faithful to perform his word. Psalms 142. David in the cave, having been on the run from Saul, hiding from his enemies. Right? Trusting in Yahuwah. That's the name of the game. You got to serve Yahuwah. And you got to know that Yahuwah has you. Abba Yahuwah, I thank you in the name of Yahusha Ha'Mashiach for your salvation. I pray that every word that has been spoken would be life and peace and be medicine to their flesh. I pray that it will strengthen them in their ruach. Abba, I pray the simplicity of this word would resonate in those that you have chosen, and that it would establish them in the Torah and the Besorah of truth to be witnesses of your salvation. Abba, I bless your name. So Yahuwah, I thank you. Abba, let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, I strengthen our Redeemer. Man of Yahweh, the Yah, the root and the redeemed. Yah, Sabo. Song produced by the Besorah of truth. We praise Yahuwah, Lord, for his witness. Praise him for his word. For his word is true. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called the greatness. Woman who are beautifully and wonderfully made, and then you are favored. You better know. You better know that when you cry unto Yahuwah, he hears you. You better know that he hears your supplication. Right? When you pour out yourself before him, whatever it is you are bringing before him, you better know that he is there to deliver you out of trouble. The wicked will be bound into powder. Yes. I bless you, Lord. Thank you that I'm convinced of this. So, man of Yah, woman of Yah, with that, I'm going to say, shalom, 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 and be blessed.
Torah Garden, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.
Ruach HaKadosh, breath of the Most High, come, guide our words, open our eyes to the truth of the Torah, the hope of the Besorah, in Yahusha, our salvation, our glory.